Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll just continue what I was telling. So
Sure.
so there's also an exercise diary, so you can basically put inside of it when you have been doing some physical activities and exercises like sports or something.
Oh, okay, so
and
you-
everything is registered in the web service.
So
then.
let's see that. So
And this is actually I have in here I have just the demo version of the software, so I don't have that one in there. But you can also have you can see all the measurement results as listings, as
okay,
listings,
so you
as
have
bar
all the-
graphs, as pie charts. And
so what will
everything.
that show me typically?
So this will show you the monthly or daily averages like of the measurement results, like after the meal and before the meal,
Okay.
and so on. That's kind of data that is very valuable for the users, for the doctors, and especially for the parents. Because
Yeah.
nowadays they just have the sort of like the listings as simple numbers that they need to scroll through, and they're using normally just a regular pen and paper to draw these
Sure.
diagrams themselves, basically. And this is the only way to really sort of they can immediately see when their kid comes from the school. They can very easily immediately sort of see that if they can go to a football match, or if they need to do something for it, or maybe
Yeah.
forget about it.
Yeah, and could you just give me the features of kids' features first? What do you explain?
No.
So
Uh,
I'll just leave the
Yeah.
video.
Well,
yeah.
I can send you some presentation or
No,
something,
no,
because
but
there's
this is
still
very interactive. I mean, no,
yeah, but
trust me.
there's still some photos that are
No,
but we haven't
the previous
disclosed
one,
yet.
no,
Like-
just the one, the motivation thing. If you could.
No, that one I cannot show you.
Ah,
We haven't disclosed it yet. With
Okay, that's okay.
So what's the issue?
We
So
will
in
we
the-
will disclose it in 2 weeks.
Sure.
So
if
What is
the
the size of this? This is dimensions of.
I don't remember the exact
It's very small.
measurements. It's very,
What is the light weight? It's hardly any weight.
yeah, it's very light.
Weightless. It's because I mean, especially I'm making this video for Kishore, so basically, I mean, this is a test strip. It comes and the blood glucose, you put it, and then
Yeah.
you have the test.
Yeah, so the user still needs to use the MODZ device and
Right,
prick the finger
Sure.
to get the blood sample.
Sure.
He or she inserts the test strip to the measurement module.
Sure. Yeah.
The measurement module is actually protected, and it's made so that you cannot charge the device
Right. Yeah.
and measure at the same time.
Okay.
because
So
that
you're
would be
closing
dangerous.
it. Yeah. Because
So we have
yeah.
patented this one as well.
Terrific. Yeah.
We have in total we have now nine different patents
Okay.
for technology
Fair
and
enough.
for the user.
Terrific.
Basically.
Yeah.
And so on, and then the user gets immediately
The result.
in 3 seconds
Yeah.
the measurement result,
Sure.
and the result is immediately sent out wirelessly
Wirelessly. Yeah.
through
Okay.
GPRS connection
Right.
to our web service,
Right.
from which it can be accessed.
Terrific.
So that's why we chose the niche market of
So my-
because for the parents it's just so relieving to finally to be able to follow their kids when they are in school or
yeah.
camping somewhere.
Yeah. But the question I had is why. So if the lab is using it, then the motivation feature doesn't work. Doesn't help.
Well, it's always
Because you're measuring any number of kids, right? So the motivational feature doesn't really help then. I mean, you can't give them ringtones or screensavers, can you?
or you no this is built to be sort of a consumer product. This is not for a lab to
No, the private labs that you're talking about. Now, like the private lab that I'm targeting,
Yeah.
that I mentioned to you, if they were to use it on a service fee basis, because they would be measuring many kids. So then the motivational feature.
That's not really how it works, because basically the diabetics, they need to measure themselves like the kids really they often measures up to 10 times per day.
Kids.
So,
My
yes,
God.
the kids.
So they will
that's-
have it with
that's-
them all the time.
Yes, they are having this with them
With
all
them.
the time. This is
So how does
this
the
is
lab
with
come
them
into the
all
picture?
the time. So that would be an extra sort of service that they can provide to their patients. They probably, if they have a sort of like diabetic.
But the owners then would be the lab, right?
No, the owners would be the users themselves.
Again.
But for the lab, it's extra revenues basically, as they're reselling sort of the test strips that goes into this, and they're providing the service so that, for example, the doctors or the diabetic nurses, for example, they can be the ones who are written here, sort of like the parents. They could be sort of the ones who are following if everything is going okay with the measurements. And they can get the SMS alerts if there is something wrong with the measurement results. For example, if there is like
so let's say I'm a patient.
Okay.
I'm a patient, and let's say my friend's lab has purchased this.
Yeah.
So I would be having that device with me as a patient.
Yeah.
So why would I go to his lab?
When you go to the first appointment with your diabetes doctor, you would get this device.
Okay.
And like the first package of the test strips.
Okay.
That you'll need for the next 3 months, for example.
Okay.
And with our service, basically, normally the diabetes patients, they need to see their diabetes doctor like every 2 months or every 3 months, for example.
Okay.
So we can make these visits like remote, for example, or we can do the scheduling so that now it's enough that they go there every 4 months, because meanwhile it's the doctors who are like following, like for example every monthly following from the web service that everything like shows it to be well on track, and if they see something that somehow always the measurement results after the meal, for example, are too low, they can see directly, well, okay, now we need to do some changes into the insulin.
I understand. Yeah.
Into the insulin.
Can you explain this in a very simple in PDF?
Yeah, I can do a very simple presentation of this.
How the whole thing is. So it's like for a layman, the guys who are having a stack of money, they can't, like, I mean, if I send this presentation, still it's not like getting into their head. I understood, but the thing is, like, on phone call, it's like, it's kind of a very simple terms. Then we could really, I mean, like, because Kishore has a really big network, I mean, but the thing is, it has to hit him on the head, like,
Exactly.
So,
because in India also we really love to get sort of like a real, like, good.
Well, I mean, as I said, like, Hyderabad is epicenter for the whole world. It's the diabetics epicenter of the world, Hyderabad.
Exactly. And for the clinic also itself, this is really a time saver.
It's definitely.
Because nowadays with the current blood glucose meters, what they're having, you need to always plug it in to a computer to sort of to go through the results.
Right. Yeah.
And to get to get these analyzing features.
Sure.
Like the diagrams and everything. Now we have everything online already.
Right. Yeah.
So we are saving 15 minutes of every appointment, basically, because you don't need to plug it into a computer.
15 minutes is quite a bit of time for a doctor.
Why do you say? How do you say 15 minutes? Sorry.
Where from every sort of like appointment with a diabetic doctor or diabetic nurse, as normally all the diabetic sort of the appointments with the doctor or with the diabetes nurse, they always start with the data transfer, because they have these regular blood glucose meters, and you have to connect those with USB cables to the computer. You need to have in the computer, they have this software.
Yeah.
And then you are doing the data transfer, basically.
Okay,
and it always takes 15 minutes.
Okay, all right.
Appointment. Now we don't need to do anything like that anymore. When the patient comes to see the doctor just goes to a web service and logs in and sees directly all the results immediately.
And do you know whose idea is this? A lady, right?
Yes.
Are you a founder? Are you a shareholder in the company?
Yes, I'm a shareholder. No, I'm not a founder. Founder is
the lady.
Salakowski. Yeah. So.
Okay. All right. So then, what is the so the next steps is obviously the NDA, and then you will check about what needs to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what is the business model we will have between us? I mean, that's an important thing.
Yeah, exactly.
How
And
I mean, if you look at your, so this is for the consumer market where you charge $200 to buy that, is it?
yeah, but now we're of course also planning of this
Clinics.
of this sort of like monthly fee based model also to the consumer markets. That
Okay.
we would really like if we have like a good local partner in some markets, we can sell directly to these consumers like this monthly fee service, whereas they don't need to pay the 200 euros like for the device, but just the X euros per month.
Yeah, yeah.
It's sort of like where we're bringing the same kind of pricing model that the operators are using with or the mobile phone industry.
Yeah, it's like
using.
valued
So it's
services. Yeah.
you can get the iPhone for 20 euros per
Right.
month
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
with
yeah.
the subscription
With the subscription and
24 months subscription.
yeah, like 2 years.
So
yeah.
that's basically the same
You
model.
could give the
Same model that we're thinking.
Okay, so what will we have then between us?
Well, that's something we need to figure out. If you would be acting as a sort of like a distributor or reseller, then of course it would be some.
Yeah, no. So for the first case, it will not be a reseller. I mean,
Yeah.
not because I think it should be. My proposal would be based on the sales.
Yeah,
You,
sales.
you give us a percentage.
Yeah.
You know, a percentage of the sales. And do you have? So let's take a look at this case. I mean, or and then there could be a retainer fee.
Mm.
So a combination model of that. And obviously I think if you're able to get you the first customer, then you know you'll get an idea that the Latin American market is big.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I would like to look at an exclusivity for that market. Obviously, we bring you business, and based on that, are you open to that? I mean,
Yeah, we're open to that if we make, of course, the goals and sort of quite clear. And
yeah, because I want to do that.
Because otherwise, of course, we're not really. With, for example, in Europe, we have made the decision to not even talk about any exclusive deals.
Yeah, but because you're based in Europe, it's a different
even
situation.
with big funds, but
Yeah.
but that might be a different.
Yeah, because you're based in Europe, so it doesn't make sense to have an exclusivity because you're based here. You know, you could do that. You could do your sales yourself or whatever. But yeah, so that is one, and so before we proceed, I would like that to be clear. We agree on those terms. You know, and I think we can think about that and propose it, and then agree on whatever the model is. Because I don't want to spend my. I mean, I don't think it's worth either of us spending time if there's no clear business opportunity. You know, here it looks like it because I have this person that I can immediately I can call him today and say, look, this is it. Are you interested? I would think that he would say yes. Let's try a pilot and see. You know, let's see what he says. I don't know. You know.
And really, the money in this market is really in the test strips.
Test strips, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The test strips.
Yeah, of course, it's volumes.
And basically, and that's.
How much do they cost?
Well, they cost normally around 40 cents, 0.4 euros. Like even in India, that's still the sort of like the price.
Is it? 40 euro cents, huh?
Yes,
40
around
into
or 0.2 in sort of like lowest cases. And a diabetic
the
child,
price is going up in India.
And a diabetic child really can use these 10 strips per day. So it's 3,500 strips per year. So
that's a lot.
So it's a lot. So that's basically where the money really is. And that's why the type 1 diabetes.
A kid uses 3,500 strips a year.
Yeah,
they
diabetics.
Like 10 per day?
10 per day,
They can 10 per day. They can.
Average.
It's always depends, but they can spend up to 10 times per
Wow,
day
that's a
with the
lot.
kids.
It's a lot, yeah.
And that's why it's a very lucrative market and very interesting market also. And if we look at the type 1 diabetics, the type 1 diabetes really counts only for 5% of all the diabetics in the world, but they're consuming 40 or more than 40% of all the test strips and all the insulin also. So that's why the big pharmas, of course, are very interested.
Oh my god, yeah, it's a huge
type 1
market.
Say it again. I didn't follow you. Say it again.
Like as there's this type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes,
Yeah.
the children are most often type 1
Okay.
diabetics, and type 1 diabetes, it has nothing to do basically with your way of living,
Okay.
or your sort of
Sugar levels or health or anything.
Lifestyle, I mean.
Yeah, your lifestyle basically. It just you might get it when you're a kid, or then you don't get it.
Okay.
No one really knows. Well,
Okay.
it has something to do with the genes and something to do
Okay.
with the environment and so on. So these type 1 diabetics, only 5% of all the diabetics in the world are type 1 diabetics. But this 5% of type 1 diabetics are consuming more than 40% of all the test strips and all the insulin.
So it's a more severe type of diabetes. Huh?
Yes, and it's.
But you said only type 1 diabetes is only 5% of the world diabetes.
Yes.
So the rest are type 2.
Yes, the rest are type 2. So the type 2 is the big bulk.
But they don't need to measure it that often.
They don't need to measure that often. They normally measure like once or twice per day, or
But still, they could use that
or
machine.
or every 2 days.
But they could still use the machine.
Yes, they can still use this one, but it doesn't give sort of our device. It doesn't give sort of like so much to those users. It's of course this is mainly aimed for type 1 diabetics.
Okay.
And they can change the SIM card and they can use the other person? Or the SIM card is a authentication of the individual person, or like how do, like
and
if I have
basically in every market we will be selecting like one operator partner. So that is of course one thing we need to figure out.
But the patient
Latin
is only
America.
one person, one device.
Yes.
But do you have any kind of, if the family of full of diabetes, because in India it's the case.
Yeah.
So do you have any such kind of a solution like family pack? It's like number 4. Okay, mom. Now it's your test. Put the strips.
We haven't been doing that. We have been asked about that. But,
is it? Because I mean, in my own family, I have like my aunt, another aunt. They are like regularly diabetics, testing and insulin. My grandmother is my mother's mother is a pretty, I mean, type 1 diabetes.
No, we have really.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have really decided to just to do this. This is really for sort of one device per patient.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So the strips, you provide the strips too? It has to be. I mean, is it tied to your device?
Yes.
Okay, that's obviously otherwise it wouldn't make
No,
sense.
it won't fix it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can only use our test strips in the device. We
So
have a special coding.
Okay, sorry. In case if there is a partner comes, say that like, hey, I will make it your job easy in one of the local markets. Suppose say that like if you give exclusivity or something like that, and if we come with a specialist who could be learning you, so what is the possibility of joint venture? If somebody is interested, if the volume is big, if somebody want to make the strips, so that makes your life easy,
Wants to make the strips.
There is a possibility because once the volume goes up.
Yeah, it's not very. It's not likely. It's not really. It's not easy to do. It's not actually. It's not even possible. It's because the strip is so tied to the measurement technology.
Okay.
Right.
Itself.
Is there any point of failure in this?
Kind of.
Any failure? Possibility for failure with this?
With the technology with the measurement?
With the technology, the
no,
measurement,
no,
everything
no,
is
yeah.
watertight?
Yeah, that's very.
Of course,
clear.
if
Because the measurement technology is already sort of like approved and
but what about I mean, SMS is, I guess has 99.9% success rate, right?
yeah, but we're not using the SMS to sort of to give instructions to.
How do you transfer the measurements to the server?
Via GPRS connection.
So it's not an SMS. It's not SMS.
No, it's data.
The data over GPRS.
Yeah. So and if the device is, for example, the user is in some remote location where without any network, the device is just like saving and in storing all the measurements. And as soon
as you come into a
network, the sensor.
And if you're not,
devices.
That's the only issue, right?
Yeah, well then it's not sending out
the measurements.
The data is still in the.
But the data is still
in the device.
Itself.
Yeah, but of course for the parents or somebody to monitor, then that's not possible till the data is transferred.
Yeah, that's not then possible. Of course they can see. Of course the parents can immediately see also that
the device is not connected.
Yes, that the device has been connected, or the measurement, there isn't any new measurement results.
Right.
Okay.
So that means if a diabetics patient is traveling in Amazon forest, it's just hypothetical thing.
No, it's possible.
No, that's exactly I'm saying. He's a severe type 1 diabetes, and he need to be given shots or whatever the medication. That's where there is a connectivity is missing link. That's a bottleneck I see.
But then it's.
But that's in every case.
Yeah, that's in.
Then he'll be having a backup plan, right?
He can still use the device as he
To
would be
check.
using any other.
And then he would put the only thing is that there's no parents or somebody to follow.
Yeah, but still he can, right, but he can see his own test, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Suppose he's not well, even his girlfriend can check or his friend can check.
So I'm just thinking, so for the, I mean, representation and all that, obviously, I'm interested to do, provide there's a business. I'm just not otherwise. So I think the first case will be, so if we bring this case, and then it works out, then we get a share of a percentage of the revenues. Otherwise, we agree that okay, for this we represent you or whatever it is. Okay, so is that okay? I mean, and we agree on a percentage. I mean, it has to be reasonable. And I think we need to agree on the percentages before I contact these guys. But I will speak to him and see what he thinks. And if he says it sounds interesting, then we need to agree on the percentages.
Yeah. Great. And I will write you some kind of a
script, descriptive,
a short description of this
exactly,
service model, how it would actually work with the diabetic clinic.
Yes.
Do you know if your friend, do they have a sort of a separate diabetes clinic?
I don't know.
Inside or
I don't know. I will ask him.
I
will ask him because
they're treating diabetes.
They have. I mean, just the one in one of the big cities. They have. I mean, it's huge. They're big. I mean, his dad is just buying a helicopter now, so
But yeah, I need to somehow figure out the reimbursement policies. But normally our market.
Sorry to interrupt you. Brazil is the economy today. It's huge, the economy. Okay, I can tell you, I go to Brazil every month. This is big money. If you get in there now,
You'll be having a Ferrari. Are we all having a Ferrari? I mean, that's what the thing.
This is and with time, let's build up the credibility. But I don't think we should spend time on something where there's no business. We are both busy and this kind of thing. So I think this is a good start because I have the contact. Let's see what he says. But I would really need some good material from you if you can send me that.
Yeah,
I have no interest. I mean, I'm an entrepreneur too, so I have no interest in trying to take your ideas or whatever. So let's sign an NDA and move that forward.
Right. We'll do so.
Okay. Yeah, I have another meeting also. I have to go to the bank. I'm leaving this evening.
Okay.
See, here is a
So long
NDA.
flight tonight.
Yeah, well, I know. I stay in Paris overnight tonight, and then tomorrow morning is flight.
Here is an NDA, which I mean, that's their NDA actually. We
If you
signed.
send it to me, this is the Finnish laws, or it's the governing laws of Finland? Or?
Yes.
Okay. It's in English, right?
Yes. If that's the one I said.
Signed, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the. Good.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks for this.
So nice meeting you.
Yeah,
and
nice
we'll be
meeting
in touch.
you.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, you too.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Khatam, can you take care of the bill?
Why don't you ask this guy to take care of me?
Pardon?
You should not offer. You should offer.
No. इसको 14 यूरो में बिड़ाएंगे इसको 2 0 लगाएंगे यार
I will not. Only after we agree on the business model, I will introduce him to any other.
First, I mean, they already signed an NDA, don't worry.
But Sailesh, it doesn't look like to me that you're doing this through MeBlitz for India.
This is for India, MeBlitz.
Where does it say MeBlitz?
Well, I mean, it's Kishore. I mean, we have 50% agreement with him. So what is?
Where is that agreement?
We have.
Please send it. So let's check it. And
I already sent you, Gautam. I mean, you're not checking the mails.
okay.
I mean,
If you send me one email with this and the NDA, I will check it and then we move forward.
See, but officially he signed. But we can also sign one more thing. That's not a big issue.
So please send me this NDA and the
Yeah.
agreement.
Gautam, you come in the last moment, and the thing is, like I was telling this one that this is a pretty potential product.
Yeah, but now it's good. We do this. Now it's serious.
Yeah. Actually, I want you to be in India at the same time when I am, so we could really build in a terrific base there. And we can definitely get one apartment in Alien Group. I mean, I'm really seriously thinking about. I want to have an apartment there.
Sure. Where are these guys, man?
Because it's not at 11 because usually. Excuse? Could somebody take the bill?